Hello. I'm going to do a currently inked for August. I didn't do one in July. I didn't even realize I didn't do one in July. But probably that was just because I was trying to write everything dry, just everything. And I pretty much did. But of course I inked up this one again, the ST Tortoise, because it's my favorite combo. So the SD Cobalt with the journaling nib and Shanghai Stationery, the bund, it just looked black. And this was black, and I have another black pen, and I don't know. I ended up uninking that one because I just didn't want to write with it. The Esterbrook SD Ebony, I just finished that one yesterday in a letter with the Colorverse Shiny Black. I like the sparkle. Can you see the sparkle? It looks like it's multicolored. I'm not sure what color it is. Oh, this one's still inked up as well. So basically, I finished a bottle. I mean, it was kind of only half full when it was given to me, but this is kind of my favorite pink, I think. And I've got a little bit in a sample vial, but the rest of it is in this pen, and I don't want to unink it and pour that ink out. I'm just going to write it dry because I like that color, and I may end up having to buy another bottle. Ritter's Writers with Antique Sepia. That one was really good. I think it had been inked up for a couple months. Wrote that dry. Actually wrote dry the Opus 88 Omar with the Diamine mix of Bilberry and Coliseum. I was going to just kind of pour the ink out because I was getting really bored of it. It had been inked up for, I think, 3 months. But then it ran out. I was like, oh my gosh, I wrote it dry. So proud of myself. This one I wrote, this is like the first one out of all these from June that I wrote dry. And the Hana Gokoro, I really liked this combo a lot. This is probably going to happen again, the Franklin Christoph Model 2. Bone Crusher with Kitsune Biori, loved that, wrote that dry. Wet n Wise's Metallurgy Architect with Tatcha. This, I like my lines a little bit crisper than this. This was just so, either the ink is really wet or that nib is really wet, but the combo of those two together wasn't my favorite. It looks pretty, but when I was trying to just kind of write a journal entry, it was just too much. This, I hated. This is the Coeco Perkeo that I stuck the 1.1 stub in with Sailor Ink Studio 252 plus Banyo Nakanyagi. This just isn't my color. It was too bright. And I'm trying to finish up the Pelican Hub paper pad from last year's hub for letter writing. And it was awful on that. Just awful. I think it was just too dry. And Kaweco, their stub nibs just aren't the greatest. Bone Crusher 7 Studios with the Zoom nib and KWZ Smells Like Coffee. That was great. Wrote that dry. So, let's find a page. Stick a sticker. And I'll show you what I've got going this month. So I had already... Where did I put that sticker? Oh, I was going to show you something. I'm going to pause. I'm going to point you guys to an Instagram account. This account on Instagram, she's also on Simone's Discord, which I had to mention because it's a whole video. She's doing palettes, like color palettes out of inks, and I loved this one. I am doing something similar to it already, but I'm saving this in my ink book as a reference for the future. And let's see. Okay, so currently ink. Let me move this aside for a second. These are the pins I've got going this month. And basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to use pens and inks that I've kind of not used in ages, never used, using some samples. Yeah, that's what I'm up to this month. And I will walk you through it. All right, so the first one is my Pilot Capless. Where's a good line? Here's a good line. Pilot Capless. This is the one I traded with Cyan of Paper Tales. Capless. Matte. Black. And this is a fine nib. And this is Diamine Merlot. And I liked this color a lot when Maria was doing it, I think for 30 inks, 30 days. But I don't think this looks like what it looked like when she did it. It just kind of looks like a almost black. Very dark red. Here's the Baynou Euphoria Love Story. And this is a fine nib. And this is Panonia Candy Floss. Or cotton candy, depending on where you're buying it. This thing I haven't used since before I was doing Currently Inks, which was before I was maybe doing them probably like for about a year. I haven't used it in about 3 years, I guess. Around that. I used to write like this, and then I started kind of writing like this, and now I'm trying to make myself write like this a little bit more. I'm somewhere in the middle. When I do the videos, I'm writing kind of under, so I don't know. I'm seeing whether the grip still bothers me. Lamy Allar. I don't know what this color is called. There's like one that's this kind of pink, and there's one, I don't know whether this is the more purpley one. I asked at the pen meetup, nobody knew there either. So this is an extra fine, and this is one of those coated nibs. And this is Pilot Irashizuku Yamabudo, and I have had this for over 2 years and never used it. That ink. I just thought it was going to be too much, and we'll see. I haven't journaled with it yet. I've just inked a bunch of these things up. Bone Crusher, 7 Studios, Velma in the quartz strata that I had made for my birthday. And this, let's see, Bone Crusher. I'm just going to write Velma quartz. Because I'm too lazy to write the whole thing out. And this is a Nagnib by Phil. Not that I'm saying that Phil is a nag, but he's one of our meetup people, and he is doing some nib grinds. And this is Kobe Strawberry Chocolate. So I think this is kind of like a zoom. I don't know. I just started using it. This, I haven't used this in years. This is my TWSBI VAC 700R. And this has, I'm addicted to this ink. TWSBI VAC 700R Iris. That's an R. And that's a medium nib. And this is Robert Auster, the Great Owl, which of course I think is only sold in Australia. So I'm going to have to find a dupe. If anybody knows a dupe for Robert Auster, the Great Owl, holler, let me know. Because I love this. This just is absolutely my vibe. Platinum Century 3776 in the burgundy. I used to try and say the French version of it, but I was schooled. Okay. Platinum. This is the wettest combo. And this is the medium nib, which has never ever before felt like a medium in my life, but now does because it has the Lamy Pink Cliff sample. And if there's anybody who knows why that's called Pink Cliff, please let me know. I suppose I could Google, but then I will forget as soon as I finish this video. Pilot E95S. I haven't used this in a while. I do love this pen. It usually has Diamond Chocolate Brown, but I thought, okay, Robert Oster is supposed to be kind of dry. And this has done well with pretty much every ink I've put in it. Pilot E95S, black. And this is a fine nib. And so I'm trying the Robert Oster Avocado that Hannah gave me ages ago. And I'm finally using it. This thing is driving me a little bit crazy. It burped on me really badly after I filled it up. This is the TWSBI Go. And it is in the TWSBI Go fine nib. And this has Rohrer and Klingner. Sketch Ink Lily. And I feel like I have to press down to get this to write. So I don't know how successful this is going to be. And I inked that. So this was my pity bottle of ink because I have the lurgy and I've been stuck in my room for like a week. And I wanted that color for ages and it was on sale for like 10 pounds. And so I just did it. This is my, is it a Moonman or Mouse? I can't see. Why am I asking you? Oh, this is Moonman. I got this like right when they came out. I know this, there used to be like a Tombow egg fountain pen, and this is exactly like that was. This has the best freaking nib. I've had this forever, and I've never inked it up, never used it. But again, I'm trying to use things I haven't used in a while or I've never used. So this is, I'm just going to put Moonman because that's what it says on it. And this is the Q1. And this is an extra fine nib. And the ink is Monteverde Moonstone. And I hadn't used this ink in years. I used to love this ink. I now re-love this ink. This nib is so good. Like, oh God, is it Katie's Fountain Pen Awakening? She's always talking about her Moonman Mahjong pens and how good the nibs are. And I don't know. It'd been a while since I used one. This nib is so good. All right. And last, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, last is, you know, you guys see this every month. You probably see it every month, as long as you watch my videos, because this is my favorite. This is the Esterbrook Esti Tortoise. And this is an extra fine stub, the Annabelle ground. And this is Birmingham Pen Co. Sandstone. Now, I just watched Elise Morgan's video, and she said that they're not doing sandstone anymore, Birmingham, or maybe they're just out. I am panicking now because I gave some samples away, so I only have half a bottle left. What am I gonna do? Anyways, this is my currently inked for August. And I like the palette, and it kind of has this vibe, right? There's the pink. There's the purpley. I've got greenish going on down here. This kind of is a little bit, I think that's a sparkly. It's Van Diemen's Eclipse. I don't know. I may not have that. Anyways, it's ish. So, yeah, thank you for watching. And Have a good August.